This is the First Amendment where we can say whatever we want. It is the law. Happy Tuesday, and that means you made it through Monday. We got a great show in store for you despite the snow. We're in the northwest suburb where we're going to speak to a brother I've known for many, many years, drumming extraordinaire Eric Vine. We'll have my top Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram post of the week, as well as much, much more. But first, in recent news, our brothers in Africa have been struck by an outbreak of Ebola. Apparently, an outbreak in Guinea has killed more than 104 in the last week, and they're hoping that the virus does not spread. Ebola attacks the immune system, causes blood to clot, and eventually a victim to bleed out. Our prayers go out to our brothers in Guinea, and we hope that the virus does not spread and that your families are safe and you are able to contain the virus. 73-year-old Miller, aka Frazier Glenn Cross, is facing premeditated first-degree murder charges after killing a Jewish boy and his grandfather outside of a Jewish community center in Kansas City, as well as a woman at a Jewish assisted living facility a day before Passover. Miller is the founder and former leader of the Carolina Knights of the Ku Klux Klan and the White Patriot Party, both paramilitary organizations. Officers, for some reason, are hesitant to call the situation a hate crime, despite the fact that Miller was seen on CNN in the back of the patrol car screaming "Hail Hitler," and it was also reported that Miller was asking victims if they were indeed Jewish before opening fire. Authorities are looking into the situation. And here in our hometown of Chicago, Illinois, 36 people shot in 36 hours over this past weekend. 36 people shot, including 17-year-old Gakira Barnes, who was shot and killed Friday night. 36 people shot in 36 hours from Friday night on up to Sunday morning. The gun violence in Chicago is getting outrageous. Then you have artists from Chicago like Chief Keef saying that his mixtape's gonna raise the murder rate. It's getting ridiculous. Someone needs to help to get a hold of the young African American people, the young Latin people, the young people of minority and impoverished areas, and help pull each other, all of us, out of this type of situation. It's getting outrageous. The killings aren't even for a reason anymore. Someone needs to help the people. I just want to reiterate the fact, here on the First Amendment, our hometown, Chicago, Illinois, 36 people shot in 36 hours. The gun violence is getting outrageous. It needs to stop. In the government, Attorney General Eric Holder stated that congressional Republicans treat himself and President Barack Obama differently as compared to others who have held their positions because they're African American. Of course, quickly Republicans said that Eric Holder was just throwing the race card. It's ironic because I saw this on Fox and my mind immediately flashed back to when President Barack Obama was about 2 years into his term. Fox was still calling President Barack Obama President-elect Barack Obama for about a year and a half, 2 years into his term. Now, a lot of people might not understand, but that's highly disrespectful and something that has not happened to others who held his position. So I just find everything interesting, and it leads straight into our next point. President Barack Obama spoke at the National Action Network convention this past weekend. He tells us that the Republicans have well-funded and organized plans to manipulate voting laws. In some places, women can be turned away for being registered under their maiden name, but have a driver's license with a married name. Senior citizens may be turned away without certain identifications, and in some places, you may be turned away without a passport or birth certificate. Obama informed us that 60% of Americans do not even have a passport. Once again, on Fox, I noticed, I was watching the other night, and a lady on there said the Republicans aren't trying to take away voting rights. They're not trying to change voting rights. They're trying to enhance voting rights. They want to make voting rights more technical, easier to work for people. But at the end of those statements, she also said, because hey, everybody, no matter what environment or area they live in, has a smartphone, which we all know is not true. everyone does not have a smartphone. Privileged and fortunate people have a smartphone. It's wrong to change voter rights for political gain. There's a lot of racial issues and a lot of racial tension going on right now in the government, and all of us of minority need to be paying attention right now. The NAACP, the National Action Network, has been calling people to action. Get involved at the chapter in your city. Get involved at your college if you go to a university, and just be involved in the news and what's going on. But that's about all the time we have for current news. We'll be back. We'll be talking to drumming extraordinaire Eric Vine. He's going to talk to us about what it's like to be a musician, travel on the road, and play in a band. This is the First Amendment. I'm your host, Marcellus Tyus. We'll be right back. And we're back with good friend of mine, professional and traveling drummer, Eric Vine. It's great to have you on the show. I've been trying to get you on for a while, man.
Thanks, man.
So, tell the people some things about yourself, how you got interested in drumming. I know you came up in the church, I mean, you kind of grew up together, but give the people some insight on how you got interested in playing the drums.
Man, I was a young boy, man. My mom used to take me to church all the time, and I used to just study the drummer as I was like, I could say about 2 all the way to now. And it was just an interesting thing because every time I heard the beat, I fell more and more in love with the beat. So then one day, mysteriously at my grandma's house, I was in the basement just drumming on pots and pans and some chairs. Anything I could find with hangers, I just beating on them, man.
Oh, because you had like a natural feel, a natural rhythm for drums and different things like that.
Oh yeah, most definitely. It was natural until the day they bought my first drum set, about when I was 5. And that's when it got real.
Okay, so drums, is that the only instrument that you play, or have you played other instruments?
You know, I'm picking up on the piano. I've been searching how to play a couple songs here and there because I'm now producing too now.
Oh, okay. So you producing like beats or
yeah,
instruments?
Yeah, I'm producing beats. I'm producing like mostly R&B, but if I can, I'm gonna try and do some gospel bumps if I can.
Oh, okay.
If I get that time.
So you do mostly gospel music. What other type of music can you play?
Well, I could play jazz. I started off with jazz, my first element. I could play a lot of Latin, all types like I could play the merengue, I could play the bossa nova, I could play the salsa, wow. And I could play etc. You know, it's just been.
So you started on jazz.
Started on jazz.
Yeah. A lot of people say that's one of the I guess that's one of the hardest genres to start in. Would you say that's true? Was it difficult to start that type of environment?
It really was difficult because when I first started, I wasn't able to read music like others was. The only easy part to it was just when they played it back to me and I could just pick up on it because I played by ear.
Wow, so like drumline.
Yeah, just like Nick Cannon on drumline, man.
So you have a story almost exactly like drumline. You didn't know how to read music. You wound up
pretty much
getting in jazz band, one of the hardest bands to get into.
Oh yeah,
most play by ear.
Yeah.
So when did you learn to read music, or can you still can't read music?
No, I can read music now. I lost a little, just a baby touch of it, of the knowledge of it, but I started reading music when I was a sophomore in high school because my band teacher didn't want to bring too much pressure on me because he thought I'd quit. But you know, drumming is in my blood. I can't stop.
I hear that a lot of artists, especially artists that play instruments, they perceive music in a certain way. Is there any certain way that you perceive music or see music in your head or in your mind when you're playing it or creating it or even writing it?
It's a good question. Actually, I do. Like, it all depends what I'm playing. Like, all the music I play, it has timing, color, and impact, which is.
Wait, what was that again? You said that's.
It has timing, color, and impact.
Timing, color, and impact.
And I'm gonna explain that to you. Timing. When you think of timing, it's always constantly on the beat. When you think of color, you think of beautiful sound, light sounds, like little flourishes and all that stuff. And impact is the heavy moments, like the big boom, the dramatic moments, and that's timing, color, and impact.
Where do you plan on going with drumming? I heard that you play in some bands. Sometimes you do some gigs downtown Chicago and different things like that. Where's that going? Are you going to keep going for the gigs? Are you going to go the producer route? Which way do you think you're going with your music and your art?
Well, as of what I look at right now, the producer route is going big for me so far. I'm starting to get a lot of customers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But like when that call come to play a gig, most definitely I'm not turning it down. Drumming is in my blood. I can't stop.
All right, and that's about all the time that we have. It's been great having you on the show, man. I know it's hard to cut some time out of your schedule and everything like that.
Man.
By the way, tell the people how they can get a hold on you, get a hold of you. You know, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, your social media. How can the people hook up with you?
All right, guys. If you want to get at me on Facebook, my name is Eric Vine, ERICVINE, Eric Vine. On Instagram, you get at me, choose_E Diddy, CHOOSE_EDIDDY.
All right, man. It's been great having you on the show. We'll be right back. We're on my top Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram post this week. It's been a pleasure to have you on the show. You have to come back and visit us again. I know it's kind of tough to break out of your schedule. You have to talk about your deal to me and a lot of different things like We're gonna jump straight into my top Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram post of the week. And first on Twitter, @_allyouneedisme. That's @_allyouneedisme says, I'm convinced that I was born in the wrong generation. I must admit, at times I feel the same. On Instagram, Bombshell Ari, that's BXMBSHELLARI, Bombshell Ari says, seek to be worth knowing rather than being well known. And on Facebook, good friend of mine, Teron Almasi, and general manager at the Bistro by the Pier says, the world makes way for the man who knows where he is going, not the one who simply sits back and believes whatever is meant to be will be without any action. And that's about all the time we have. Once again, I'm your host, Marcellus Titus. This is the First Amendment where we can say whatever we want. It is law. I always like to close out with a quote from one of my favorite black activists. And this week's quote comes from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., who says, the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in times of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. We hope to see you again next week, each and every Tuesday. This is the First Amendment. Stay informed, stay active. We'll see you again. Tune in next week.